Shalom. First, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone from whom I learned this truth. And Shalom to the 144,000 elect. I am Mayak Allah. And I'm going to be playing this video under the 1976 Fair Use Act. This is for edification purposes only. And this is not a monetized channel, so this is not in an effort to make money, but strictly for edification purposes only. Again, fair use, fair use. But before I play this video, because you can see what it's all about already, I'm going to read Amos chapter 7 verse 17. It says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city." And when it's talking about city, it's talking about this Western world, this United States, this place that you call America. It says, "And thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in the polluted land, and Yasharallah shall surely go into captivity forth of his land." And just to make this more plain, I'm going to read this in the NLT. It says, "But this is what the Lord Yahweh says. Your wife will become a prostitute in this city, and your sons and daughters will be killed. Your land will be divided up, and you yourself will die in a foreign land, and the people of Yasharallah will certainly become captives in exile, far from their homeland." So I'm going to go ahead and play this video. I may stop it along the way. I got a few verses that I want to bring out, and I'll let this play.
What's up?
Dad, why do I have to get a blood test?
A blood test? What do you mean you gotta get a blood test, boy?
From my dad, from Mr. James.
Your dad?
Mr. James. Well, that's what my mom tells me.
Mr. James? You and Mr. James need a blood test?
Yeah, I don't know mom getting a blood test.
What are you talking about?
Because my mom takes me to Mr. James' house, and I meet their family.
Hold on, your mom takes you over to Mr. James' house.
Yeah.
Let me get this straight. And you meet his family?
Mm-hmm.
See, his mom took him over to Mr. James' house and met his family. So then his family, Mr. James' family, probably took a look at him and said, "Ooh, he favor you, James. Y'all better get a test." This is just my guess on what was said. See, but what women don't realize is that when they have multiple partners throughout their life, anytime a man puts his DNA inside of her body, she takes on that DNA, it becomes part of her makeup, all right? And some of the characteristics of those men that she had just squirt into her body, all right? That's probably why they're seeing some of the characteristics of this man, Mr. James, and this young man here, because she doesn't realize she carries that around for life, all right? But I'm gonna let this continue to play.
And then they telling you that you have to go get a blood test?
Yeah.
Are you serious? And do they know that you're supposed to be telling me this, or no? Or I'm confused.
They told me not to tell you, but I was going to tell you everything.
So Mr. James, the one who comes and fix...
And see, they told him not to tell his dad about this, you know, because They're trying to keep it from him. They don't want him to know about what. They don't want him to know what's going on. But this young man knew something wasn't right. That's why he went right back and told his dad. And that's good. That's what he was supposed to do. All right, be keeping those secrets like that. You know, your mom put you in a position like that. You're supposed to go back and tell your dad. Because he knew something wasn't right. He felt something wasn't right. And they doing something that they ain't supposed to be doing. All right, a woman don't realize that she's supposed to have one partner. Women and those that do realize, and most of them don't care. All right, they want to go out and test the waters. They want to go out and be with as many men as they can be with and get as much as they can get before they make their decision on who they want to be with. So that's why I read that Amos 7:7. Because that's the behavior of a harlot. That's the behavior of a prostitute. Because that's what they do. They go out and prostitute themselves and get as much from men as they can get. All right, get as many men as they can get to, making their rounds. And just to prove what I said about a woman supposed to having only one man in their life. All right, you don't need nothing to compare it to. Once you make your, once a man decides he wants to be with you, and you decide you want to be with that man in an intimate way, that's who your partner is for life. There ain't nobody you need to be making a comparison to. I'm going to go to Genesis chapter 24 and 67. All right, because this is. This is Isaac, all right, because he was mourning after his mother passed, all right, and he was seeking to have a wife. He wanted a wife. It says, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. I want to see what this word took means. I'm looking in the blue letter. And it is H3947. And under this biblical usage, it says to get, to lay hold of, to seize or receive or acquire. Take in marriage, receive, accept. All right. So this word took is referring to them engaging in intercourse. That's what happened when he took her. When he took her, and they went inside the tent. All right. And after they had that intercourse, they consummated it. There was no ceremony. All right. At that moment of consummation, they were joined as one. All right. That's what happens when you marry. All right. So that's what happens when you have when you take on a partner. All right. When you engage in intercourse. All right. That woman's first man is supposed to be the man that she has for life. All right. But I'm gonna let this continue to play.
The refrigerator got Mr. James, and she brings it to his house.
So this Mr. James has been to this man's house before and repaired his refrigerator. You know, didn't realize what was going on. I'll let this play.
Oh, he brings her to his house.
So y'all going in together?
Well, I have no choice.
How often does it happen?
It's often, every time. Like he comes like 3 times a week.
3 times a week when I'm at work?
Yeah.
Are you serious? And what do you be doing when you're over there? Now, I'm going to bring this up to your mother, but you're not going to get in trouble, so you know. Huh?
Mom told me not to tell you, and I didn't get in trouble.
You're not going to get in trouble, boy. I'll make sure you don't get in trouble. Don't worry about it. I'm your father. You're not going to get in trouble at all. I'm going to bring this to your mother, though. And
See, and this is him, man, is worried about him getting in trouble. All right, so his dad has to reassure him that he's not going to get in trouble because he ain't done nothing wrong. All right? See, this is a commandment. I'm going to read that too. Exodus chapter 20. Verse 14 says, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." All right? That's what this is. This is fornication. This is adultery. All right? It's worthy of death. All right? So what she has done is she was laying with both of these men at the same time. All right? I'm going to go to Leviticus chapter 20 because this is punishable by death. This is Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 10. "And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall be put to death." So they both should be put to death. All right, if this were a righteous system that we were living in. But in this system, this world that we live in, they can end up getting a divorce, you know, and she could end up taking him to court. And if it find out that this is not his child, he could end up still having to pay child support because this is who this young man has grown up with and is used to and has been calling dad. All right, that's just how unfair, this unrighteous this system is. All right. But I'm gonna let this continue to play.
Mr. James, actually, you're supposed to come here later on today to help fix the stove. Are you serious?
So he's supposed to come later on to that day and fix the stove, all right? And this man's probably gonna be at work at that time, all right? And they just think they're gonna continue to do whatever it is they do when this man is gone to work. I'm going to Deuteronomy chapter 22. Verse 25 says, "But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her, and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die." All right, betrothed meaning engaged. All right, promised to a man, promised to someone. It says, "But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter." Verse 27 says, "For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her." So that means that this man come across this woman and were to rape her without the G. All right, and she cry out for help, and there's nobody around, and to be discovered that this man has indeed forced himself upon this woman, and the man will be put to death, but nothing will happen to the woman because she cried out in an effort for help. but there was no one around to help her. All right, so that's not the case with this woman here. All right, this woman is doing and doing what she want to do. She's trying to have both. All right, she wants to keep both men. All right, not realizing that she's breaking, and she might even know that she was. That's why they're sneaking around, because they know it's wrong. All right, so this is verse 28. Says, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. All right, so if the man comes across a woman who hasn't known a man or hasn't had a man go into her, which is what sex is. All right, then he has to take her as his wife and cannot put her away. All right, and even if he decide he don't want to deal with her, he still has to take care of her. You know, it's still his woman. He can't walk away from her. All right, because he has humbled her. All right, and she can't go and be with anybody else either. Let's see, is that what I wanted? Yeah, that's all I wanted on that. But I'm gonna let this continue to play.
Yeah, that's wow. All right, well, listen, you're no longer going to the house no more. You hear me?
Yes.
You cool. Thanks for telling me. You're not in trouble. You're a champ. Right now, you have no right there. Yeah, don't worry about it. And you don't have to worry about no blood tests and none of that stupidness. Because I'm your dad, and you know that. The last 8 years going on 9.
Yep.
Because of my birthday coming up.
Yep.
When's your birthday?
September 26th.
All right, so some 8-9 years ago, this woman was in a way where she don't know who the dad is. She don't know which one of them is, because she been messing around with this man for over 8 years. This Mr. James. Over 8 years. I'm gonna go to Proverbs chapter 30. Verse 20 says, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. And that's how these women are. All right? They think that they can just go about and do what they want to do, have as many men as they want, be as underhanded. All right? Because that's what a harlot is. She just seeks to go about and go and see what she can get from each man. Some women got enough men, they got a man for each bill that he might take on, just to be able to spend time with her. All right? All right, before I let this play out, I'm going to read another verse out of the Apocrypha, Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, and verse, I'll start at 11. It says, watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink every water nearby. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow. And you know what the quiver is, and you know what every arrow is, because this is what this westernized world teaches these women. All right? They think that they can go from man to man and do what men do. They can't do what men do. All right? The scripture says that a man can have more than one wife, but a wife is to have one husband. All right? And once you give yourself to him, once a woman gives herself to a man, that is indeed the man that she's supposed to have and be with for life. All right? But in this westernized world, it teaches them to be harlots. It teaches them to be whores. It teaches them to go after and shop around for a man till they get the best man with the best, making the 6 figures. All right, so until they find that man, they go and shop around, and they hop around from men to men, and they sell themselves, giving away what they give away in order to get what it is that they want to get out of a man. And when they're done with that man, they go on to the next. But I'll let this continue to play. There's only a little bit left.
What we doing?
Going to Disney.
Going to Disneyland. Mr. James not going to Disneyland. Who's going? Huh? Who's going to Disneyland? You and who? That's right, right? All right, give me a pound. All right, go in the room. Appreciate you. That's crazy. Y'all hear that? So this woman is taking my son with another man that's been in this house to go and get a DNA test to see if he's the father of my son. If this happens, he's gonna be here today. If this happens, all hell's gonna break loose, because I don't go for that stupidness and I don't deserve that. Right? No, he's not gonna get in trouble.
And you can't blame this man when he say all hell gonna break loose. All right? Because many men have lost their lives for a man being in a jealous rage, going and unaliving this man for messing around with his woman. All right? I got just one more verse that I'm going to bring out. And this is Matthew chapter 19, verse 9. It's in a red letter, so this is Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, "And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication," and this adultery, that's what this is. This is fornication, "and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whosoever marrieth her, which is put away, doth commit adultery." So I don't know what the outcome of this thing was. Well, this video really ain't even that old, well, as far as it being uploaded to YouTube. But if it ends up where this man ends up divorcing his wife, and he's well within the law to do so, because she has committed fornication, she's a committed adultery. All right? And even in that instance, and what's supposed to happen if he put her away, she's not supposed to have another man in her life. But you know what was going to happen with her, because you can already see from the way she's been behaving for over the past 8 or 9 years. She don't care about nothing about the law. So if he put her away, you know what's going to happen? She's going to end up with Mr. James, and she's going to do the same thing to Mr. James after she get what she want to get from him. All right? Because that's what a harlot is. That's what a harlot does. All right? But I'm going to end this there. I could go on and on with this, but I'm going to end it there. All right? And I pray that this has been edifying to the listener. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, Shalom.